Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit Kumar, host on Intellect Digest. In this video, I'm gonna give you a complete comparison between the Lenovo K3 Note and the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation. Let's get started. I'll start with the design and build quality of these phones, and I must tell you that Motorola feels much more dense, much more thicker and much more solid compared to the Lenovo K3 Note. This doesn't mean that Lenovo K3 Note has a bad build or construction or anything, but it does not stand up to the build quality that we find on the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation. Also, one thing that is unique about this phone is that it is water resistant. It is IPX7 certified and it has some rubber seals under the hood for that to protect the SIM card and the memory card slot area, which is provided right here on the cover. Apart from that, everything is sealed from inside, and we have done a brutal water test on this. You can check the video which is available on our channel, and I'll leave a direct link in the description section below. So in terms of design and build, I totally think that Lenovo K3 Note does not match up to the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation here, which has an excellent build and construction and is also protected with the Gorilla Glass 3 protection at front, compared to there is no Gorilla Glass on the Lenovo K3 Note. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the display quality. There is a full high definition 5.5-inch display on the Lenovo K3 Note, whereas there is a 720p 5-inch display which is smaller and lower in resolution on the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation. In terms of quality, color production, etc., both are equally good. In terms of viewing angles as well, both are excellent displays. So they are very good in their own right, but if you have to purely go by numbers, the Lenovo K3 Note has a much better display compared to the Moto G 3rd generation. Talking about the SIM card support and memory card expansion options, both phones are dual SIM 4G capable phones. They both come with 2 SIM card slots and you can run 4G on either of them. They also support expandable memory by adding a micro SD card. They both come with a micro SD card slot. So when it comes to SIM options and memory options, they are alike. Talking about the audio quality, well, there is something that is very subjective here. If you are looking for really loud speakers, the Motorola front firing bottom speaker, which is a single speaker, is very loud and sounds much louder compared to the Lenovo K3 Note single speaker, which is at the back. But you are looking for music quality from earphones with Dolby Atmos software on the Lenovo K3 Note, the sound will sound much better on the K3 Note compared to the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation, which does not come with any special sound software. So if you are looking for music through earphones, K3 Note is a better bet. But if you are looking for a loud phone and loud speaker audio, Motorola Moto G 3rd generation it is. Now let's talk about cameras. On paper, they both have a 13 megapixel camera at the rear and a 5 megapixel camera at the front. When we took some pictures to test out these cameras, they are both doing good in normal light conditions. However, when it comes to against the light or bad lighting shots, the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation with its superior HDR mode is doing slightly better compared to the HDR mode on the Lenovo K3 Note. However, in terms of the rear camera department, both phones are really close, and here are some shots on your screen for yourself to determine which is better. In our opinion, Moto G does slightly better job when it comes to rear camera compared to the Lenovo K3 Note. Talking about the front facing selfie cameras, the Lenovo K3 Note has a wider angle lens and produces better quality pictures with the front facing camera when it comes to taking selfies. Whereas on the Moto G 3rd generation, the width of lens or the field of view is not very wide and it takes moderate quality selfies, which looks inferior compared to the quality that we see on the K3 Note. But if you take pictures in bad lighting conditions, say if I'm taking a selfie and I don't have perfect lighting condition, I'm against the light or something, there is no HDR on the front facing camera on the K3 Note, whereas there is HDR on the Moto G 3rd generation. And I took a picture of myself, a selfie against the light, and you can see the shots right here on your screen and you can compare them for yourself. Let's talk about performance now. The Lenovo K3 Note is much more powerful compared to the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation. With a 1.7 GHz octa-core CPU, 2 GB of RAM as standard, the K3 Note is much more powerful when it comes to pure specifications. But actually using these two phones, you may not find the difference that high. There is a 1.4 GHz quad-core CPU, which is Snapdragon 410 chipset with 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB internal memory on the higher variant of the Moto G 3rd generation that we are comparing it against. And when we look at the benchmark scores, again the numbers of the K3 Note come out to be much higher. But when we run the applications, when we see the interface smoothness, when we play some applications, games, etc. on both these phones, they come very close in terms of performance. There are two reasons for this. Reason one is that on the K3 Note there is more customizations and a full high definition display compared to less customization, close to stock Android experience on the Motorola, and a less powerful display which is 720p. So the GPU has to do much less work on Moto G3, which is why it performs much well and very close and comparable to the K3 Note when we see the real life gaming performance of these two phones. And talking about important features like USB OTG support, moving applications to SD card, both the phones support both of these features. You can plug in a USB OTG pen drive in either of these phones and it works. You can also move applications to SD card on these phones. There is option to change default write disk on the K3 Note, which is even more powerful compared to what you find on the Moto G3. There is also one more feature difference between these two phones, that the K3 Note comes with an LED notification light, whereas the Motorola Moto G3 does not. It rather uses the active display feature of Motorola, in which it shows you notifications in black and white on your screen whenever there is a notification. Talking about the software experience, the Lenovo K3 Note runs Android Lollipop 5.0, whereas the Moto G3 runs Android 5.1.1 when we make this video. Moto is much faster in pushing software updates compared to Lenovo. And if you are looking for stock Android experience and you hate bloatware, Moto G3 is the best phone for you because it comes with almost stock Google Android experience. However, if you don't mind some customization and some extra applications, there are some extra bloatwares. When it comes to performance, neither of these phones have any sort of performance issues or software lags. The Vibe UI on Lenovo K3 Note is as optimized as you would find the stock Android experience on the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation. Now let's talk battery. There is a 2900 mAh battery on the K3 Note, whereas there is a 2470 mAh battery on the Motorola Moto G3. While on paper it may look like that a bigger battery will give you much more battery life on this one, but it has a full high definition display compared to a high definition on this one. It has a much faster processor and GPU to support compared to this one. So in terms of real life battery performance, both again come very close. So they are very comparable when it comes to battery life. These phones will easily last you one full day. If you are even a heavy user, for a moderate to light user, you can easily expect a battery life of 1.5 to 2 days, because both of these phones are very well optimized on battery and they come with good amount of battery size as well. And talking about value for money, while it may seem that if you look at only specification, Lenovo K3 Note is a much better value for money at around 10,000 rupees. Whereas at 13,000 rupees, the top variant of the Moto G3, which competes with the Lenovo K3 Note, is an inferior phone in terms of specifications, but in reality it offers you much better build quality, water resistant features, it gives you equally good display quality, it gives you louder audio on speakers, it gives you comparable performance when it comes to gaming, as well as the smoothness of interface as well as responsiveness. When it comes to camera, the Moto G3 is slightly superior compared to the Lenovo K3 Note when it comes to rear camera, and in case of front facing camera as well, the HDR mode helps when you are taking pictures in bad lighting or poor lighting conditions. So I would call it a tie when it comes to value for money. If you have to pick one for yourself, and if you are on a tight budget, I would suggest you to go for a Lenovo K3 Note. However, if you want slightly better build quality and you need water resistance feature, the Moto G3 is the one to go with. This is all we have on this video. I hope we helped you make a decision picking between these two phones. If you want to buy either of them, I'm leaving direct links in the description section below where you can buy them for the best price. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up by pressing the like button below, and for more such videos, make sure you hit the red subscribe button. I hope to see you on my next video. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.